Guys, and welcome back to my channel. So what you see on screen is a vintage oil lamp, and for some reason they have really come back in style. People are searching for these left and right, and they are pretty expensive. So if you just happen to be out and about and you see one, grab it. Okay, somebody you know might want to buy it from you, or you might like it yourself. Okay, so looking at the lamp, I want to challenge myself to recreate it using Dollar Tree products. Of course, it won't be a functional oil lamp. It would just be a faux oil lamp. So here we go. To start off, you'll need 2 of each one of these. And I've already used this little setup before in a previous DIY. And I'll link that above right here. Look up. So when you buy this, you'll need 2 of these. And it comes in a set of 2. You'll need 2 of these decorative cake trays. And you'll need 2 of these little double egg holders. And the way that I'm going to put it together, you will need to do this twice, okay? You're going to need to do this exact thing 2 times. First thing we're going to do is start off with our cake tray. Let's go ahead and remove that. Now, you see those little scallops right in there? What I'm going to do is put a hole in each one of those. And I have my heating tool ready. I have my window open. I'm going to put on my respirator mask. And then I'll just punch holes right in the center. Okay, so just like that. So next thing I'm going to do is flip this over. I have a UV lamp. This is a new one, guys. I did have the pink one. It finally went out, so I purchased a new one on Amazon for about $9. We have some UV resin. Now, you don't have to use UV anything. You can also do this with a hot glue gun. The only thing is the hot glue will be a little cloudy once it dries. If you want it to be crystal clear, use the UV resin and the lamp. Next, I have some fairy string lights, and I like to get this pack. It comes with like 12 in the box, and when you take it out the box, it looks like this. And you need to unravel it. Ahead of time, I went ahead and unraveled what I needed, and we will need 2. And I'm going to punch a hole right here on the side, right on the end. And I'm going to make sure it's big enough to insert the string lights through. So now I'm going to insert the string lights through that hole. Pull it all the way through. If you don't want it to light up, then skip the step. I'm going to go ahead and start gluing it to this plate in a circular fashion. A little bit of resin right on top. And you just want to keep going around. Now, if you decide to do this with a hot glue gun, please have a little fan, something near you that will help the hot glue cool down quicker. That way it'll go a whole lot faster. But not nearly as fast as using this UV resin. UV resin for the win. Guys, so I'm done with the ring. Turn the light on so you can see it. There we go. Unfortunately, one of my ring lights is blinking a little bit. I'm hoping I can get through this video before it goes out. Bad sign. So now that we have those in place, again, this is on top of the plate. So next we have our double egg holder, or egg holder, whatever it's called. What I want to do now is glue these 2 pieces together. So right here, I'm going to put glue right there on each one of those little 3 lines. And I'm going to do that all the way around. If you see the light flicker, again, that's the ring light. Hopefully I can get through this video before it goes out. Doing these YouTube videos is not cheap. I'm having to buy equipment all the time. I have to replace these lights frequently. I'm just going in to see if I see any strings from the glue. So now I'm going to flip this over like this. Make sure it's even all the way around. And now I'm going to use my kettlebell to put pressure on it. Okay guys, so just to help lock this down, I'm going to use a little bit of my UV resin to help lock it down. Now, I could use the UV resin alone. I feel like it might crack over time and come apart. So that's why I'm using the E6000, or you can use the Gorilla Glue. Using the two together is going to be perfect. So I'm just going to continue to add a droplet all the way around, right beside the glue. Okay, once I do that, I'll come back and move on to the next guys. So this is what we have. So now I'm going to flip this over, and we want to glue our bowl in place. So let's just go ahead and take this off and clean the bowl. Okay, make sure the bowl is clean on the inside. Go ahead and remove this. So what we're going to do with this is put this on top of here, and we are going to burn a hole right there, big enough for the string lights. The hole has to be a little bit bigger than the one that we put in the cake plate. Alright, so now we have our hole. Let's take our other string lights. And now I want this to be more of a spiral. So I'm just going to take this little container and wrap it around just to give it a spiral. Now, let's go ahead and just put this through here. And now you want to take the spiral, you want to put it inside your bowl. You want to turn around, and you want both of your plugs to be next to each other, so maybe here. And you want to see where you want to put your glue. So, let's see. That looks pretty even. Just turn it this way. So you want to get an idea where to put your glue. And I'm just going to put it towards the bottom of the egg, all the way around. Go ahead and put your bell on top. I'm going to push this on in. I'm just going to take some tape and glue this down for now, just to get it out the way. So now we have our glue on there. I'm going to do the same thing, reinforce it with a little bit of the UV resin. And this will help me work faster too. And then just put the light on it and set the resin. Okay, so I'm going to continue to do that all the way around. I'm going to give the E6000 time to set up, and then I'll come back and move on to the next. So while our top and bottom pieces are drying, let's go into the next step. Here I have some wooden dowels. These are 3/8 of an inch in diameter, 9.5 millimeters each. It was 10 pieces in here when I first got it, but now I only have 5. But I only need 4 of these, so this is what it looks like. Now, what I'm going to do is cover these in mirror towel. And the mirror towel, because of the way it is, it does not cover completely. And then if I put another piece in there, it's going to be too wide. I'm just going to spray paint part of this rod silver and then each end, because it still does not properly cover. I don't have a piece that'll fit in that opening space, so I'm going to camouflage it by spray painting it silver. So I'm going to go ahead and spray paint 4 of these rods and then come back. Okay guys, so I'm back with my painted dowels, and I'm just going to show you on one what I'm going to do. I'm going to take 6 rows. I'm just going to line this up and wrap this around. And now this is what we have. Okay guys, so I'm done with my 4 rods, and as you can see, I added the bling right down the center to finish it off. Okay, so we have 4. We're going to go ahead and put those aside. Now here's the star of the show, my lady Venus, or whoever it is, I forget. She has a little shell, and I found this on Amazon. She's about 7.5 inches tall, I believe, but if you want to go a little bit taller, it's up to you. My rods are 12 inches, so you have that distance between the bottom and the top of her. So if you want to go a little bit taller, you can. I like this height. I think it's perfect for what we are doing. I used a regular mirror. You can also use gold or rose gold. It's up to you. Traditionally, the oil lamps come in gold. Now, because our Glam fam is in love with silver more than gold, I decided to go with silver. Keep in mind, again, you can do this all in gold. You can do silver and gold, You can do rose gold and silver. It's totally up to you. I'm going to take my favorite metallic silver paint, Rust-Oleum Bright Coat, and I'm going to spray paint her silver. I'm not going to put anything on the bottom because we are going to be gluing her down. I'm going to do that and then come back. So my ring light did go out, so I'm sure the lighting is a little bit different. I'm going to edit it and make sure that it looks decent. Meanwhile, I need to order a new ring light. More money. More money, more money. Okay. Here's what it looks like. I'm not completely done because I am waiting on Amazon to deliver the rest of my bling today. So I'm going to go ahead and move this aside. So the next thing I'm going to do is add this Dollar Tree mirror to the very center. So I've already removed the label. I'm going to go ahead and remove the feet from the base and then glue it on. You could also use one of those round coasters that Dollar Tree sells as well. Just paint it to match whatever you're doing. It's raised, so I'm going to have to fill this in with some hot glue. So I'm going to put some E6000 right on the raised part. Okay, so now I'm going to take some hot glue and just fill in that little void. Putting in enough. I'm going to put this on there for weight, let that set up, and then come back. Okay guys, so I just moved that aside for now. Now, for the star of the show, here's our statue that we are going to put in the middle. I went ahead and spray painted her silver. Now, I thought about adding some bling to her, but since the spray paint is so pretty and so brilliant, I don't feel like it needs it. I thought about adding some glitter. I don't think it needs it. And I was thinking about adding some mirror towel around the base just to tie in the mirror. So let's do that. Let's just tie in one row of bling. And I'm just going to start in the back. Alright, so that's what she looks like. Let's go ahead and clean this glass and glue her down. So since we have our glass clean, let's go ahead and glue her down. I'm going to use my E6000. Just put it on the base. Make sure she's centered. Alright, let's see, she can go up a little bit. So we're going to let the glue set up on her for about 4 hours, and then I'll come back in and add our rods. Yeah, so for the next step, we have our lid, and this is the back. What I want to do is just line this up so it'll be even. I want to go ahead and put my rods in place. And in order to do that, I'm going to need some E6000 glue, and I have my hot glue ready as well. Now, another way that you can do this is to go out and get like some washers or maybe like some nuts, glue them down. Make sure that the washers will accommodate the rod, and then just glue them down. That's really what I would want to do. So I'm going to put some glue down, hold this in place, and then I'm going to put some hot glue around it to lock it down. So I'm just going to hold it straight up until the hot glue sets up. Now you can also reinforce it with the UV resin. Just make sure that you have adequate ventilation. And I'm just going to put down some tape to help it stay in place. So if you want to let this set up for about an hour before you move on to the next one, that's fine. Okay guys, so here's our top. And I went ahead and secured it with more masking tape. I kind of went overboard. And that's because I didn't have those nuts I told y'all about. So go ahead and grab those. Take your rods with you, like to Home Depot or Lowe's, and make sure that it fits inside. Once you do that, decorate it, spray paint it silver, add some bling to it if you want to, and then you'll be able to glue your rods right in place, and you won't have to do all this extra stuff. Well, maybe just secure it with a little bit of tape. You wouldn't have to go overboard like I did with this. So now what I'm going to do is put some glue on top of here on each rod and then put them in place. And I'm being generous again. Don't worry about the glue so much, it's clear. And we're going to decorate it later. kind of holding this up until I put this back here in place. Okay. Okay, so now I'm going to take my kettlebell, gently put it right on top. And that's going to give it the weight that it needs to help create a really tight bond between the plastic and the rod. So I'm going to let this dry, probably for about 3 hours. And then I'm going to come back in and secure it with some of the UV resin the same way that I did with the hot glue. The only reason I'm using the UV resin is because the bottom is more noticeable than the top. You won't notice the UV resin as much as you would the hot glue. So again, I'm going to let this dry for a few hours and then come back, reinforce it with my UV resin, and then we will move on to the wire. And this wire is going to help secure the two pieces even more. So we'll do that. Hi guys, and welcome back. It's actually been a couple of days since I was working on this. I wanted to give it an extra time for my dowels to set up properly. So off camera, I went ahead and took some of my clear wire. I'll link it below. I found it on Amazon. I went ahead and put some wires on and just taped them out the way. You want to just make them a little bit longer than you need them to be. Hopefully you can see these. Now, what I did was tie these on, just a regular knot, and then reinforced it with some UV resin and the light, of course. Let's turn the light on. Now, if you know about these lamps, if you look them up, you'll see that some, the wires go straight up and down, or you can put them at an angle. I want to put mine at an angle. I'm going to start here. I'm going to angle this one. Take the bottom part of the wire, put it through the hole. So now I'm just going to tie it. This is going to reinforce it as well. So I'm going to pull it as tight as I possibly can. Put my lamp right here. It's got a little bit of flex to it. Put just a tiny drop of the resin on there and then lock it in place. And this is what we are going to do all the way around. Okay guys, so I've already attached it here. I'm just going to show you what I did here. There's a little bit of a trick to it to make sure that it's tight. You go in with your first knot and you pull it as tight as you can. Put my hand on the inside. Okay, once you get it as tight as you want, take your pliers and hold it right at that knot, and then come back in and tie your second knot. You can get someone to help you, or if you're good, you can do it by yourself with one hand. Get close. Okay, now I'm going to secure it with some of my UV resin. It is a plastic wire, so you need that reinforcement, some type of reinforcement. Then go in and cut your wire, and you'll have that. You see how it goes at an angle? Let me show you. You're going to continue to do that all the way around. Here I have another one that already secured at the top. Now you can go from bottom to top or top to bottom. I'm just going to repeat that same process. I'm going to continue to do that off camera and then come back. When I'm back, it has been a few days. I actually had to wait for my new ring light to get back in. I did not enjoy filming without my extra ring lights. So this is what it looks like. Can you guys see the wire? Let me hold it up for you. Can you see the wire? Hopefully you can. And that's something I'm going to work on too. I think I'm going to change my background to black. Comment below if y'all think I need to. But yeah, this is the wire. So I did that all the way around. And while I was waiting, I went ahead and put some droplets on the back. So what I'm going to do is continue to do that all the way around. I'm going to start here so you guys can see what it looks like. So here I have my UV light. I'm just going to lay it here. And I have my UV resin. So what you want to do is just take it and drip it on your wire and immediately put your light on there. Then I'm going to start right below that little droplet and let it drop down and put my light on it. That's how you do it. And naturally you'll come back in and give it some more cure time with the light. Do it again. Put it right on the wire. And that's how you do it. And I'll do a few more for you guys to see, and then I'll do the remaining wires off camera. Okay guys, so this is what we have. Again, hopefully you can see the droplets all the way around. Now, eventually I'm going to put something else on the inside. I don't know if it's going to be diamonds or maybe some leaves or flowers or something like that, but we're going to decorate the inside as well. Now, next up I have some beads, a beaded garland, and I got this from Walmart after Christmas about 3 years ago. And I just grabbed them because I knew I could craft with them at some point. So what I'm going to do is wrap this around the base twice, one here and then one on top. And then I'm going to do the same thing up top. Okay guys, so I have my glue gun ready. So I'm just going to start here in the back, put down a bead of glue. Well, just put down some around the base. How about that? And just start pressing the beads right against it. And just continue to do that all the way around. Now you don't have to use beads. You can use whatever bling you want. But I do recommend doing something because you want to take your eyes away from wherever you tie your string to. And this is a distraction from that. We are going to go in with a second row. Just try and fit it right in that groove. Okay guys, so I just glued the last piece on. So this is what it's looking like. Now you see how it gives it a more finished look? You're gonna have some glue strings like I do right now, so just pull those away. So now I'll do the same thing. I'm just gonna have to hold this upright like that. So I'm done doing the top. So what I'm going to do now is put some right at the base of this bowl. So I'm going to take some hot glue and just put it there. And just continue to do this all the way around. Okay? Just like that, and I'll finish doing that off camera and then come back. Okay guys, so I'm done adding the beads. So now I'm going to take both of my battery packs and hot glue them in place. And I'm making sure that the screws are exposed so I can change the batteries whenever I need to. And I'm going to do the same thing on the bottom as well. So I'm going to take some of these acrylic diamonds from Dollar Tree and glue them right here. Guys, so I'm really up close and personal with the top of my oil lamp, and that's because I am going to put this mirror right on top. So I'm just going to go ahead and remove the back because it does have adhesive on it, and put it right in the center, and then just press down. Now if you want to put a finial on top, you can. I don't know if I will. We'll keep that a secret until the end of the video. So I did go ahead and put the bead around the bottom along with the diamonds. So what I'm going to do next is just go around and clean up all of the glue webs that I see. And then maybe I'll put some flowers or some diamonds on the inside to accessorize it with. I think I might go around this edge with more bling or mirror. So yeah, I'm going to do all that. Come back and let you all see it on display. And finally, after 5 whole days of recording and about 4 days of editing, I present to you my fantabulous faux oil lamp. And of course, she lights up. She's gorgeous, she's glam, and she's blingy. So I put diamonds instead of flowers or leaves at her feet. And for the finishing touches, as you can see, I did add a crystal ball finial at the top. Now as for the base, I do want to make it a little more stable. So I plan to find a smaller bowl to glue to the base, and that'll take care of that problem. Now, of course, I had to show you guys what it looks like without the lights on. As you can see, it's absolutely stunning. Glam fam, I am so happy that I challenged myself to do this. I'm so in love with my lamp that I'm thinking about making another one to put on my nightstands in my bedroom. Okay everyone, this concludes my video. I hope that you enjoyed it, and if you did, please take out time to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to hype it up. YouTube has this new option where you guys can hype up my video, so please do this for me because it will help me with my algorithm. And I apologize for being absent. It took me a long time to get this video done, but I really wanted to make it right. Okay, all right everyone, I'll see you in the next one, and I love you all. Thank you so much for watching.